Was that? So I just finished watching Gilda yesterday, and I got some things to say about it. You know, first of all, Rita Hayworth. I'll say it again. Beautiful, amazing. I was entranced by her. You know what I mean? Watching her perform Amado Mio, watching her perform Put the Blame on Mame, which come on, the two songs themselves already say a lot, right? Her playing this part of femme fatale, right? Trying to get back at Johnny by making him jealous. Basically, okay, right? She must have followed him to Argentina. What the hell happened here? I guess it doesn't really matter because what matters is the story that we get to see, right? She hates him, but she loves him, of course, right? But they're freaking kids, right? At that time, I guess people knew, but it's different, right? They must have been what, maybe 19, 20? Who knows? You see Johnny, he's so young, the way he tries to um, cheat the casino in the beginning, where Balon is the owner. Like, he's just kind of dumb. You know what I mean? And, like, that's the great thing about them is that they're both so young and dumb. And that's why it ends up being such a beautiful little story because they both have emotions and they let them get in the way of their business, obviously. If Johnny would have just been cool about it, which he can't be, because I mean, this is the girl that he used to be with, and she's obviously madly in love with him. She's getting back at him by being this terrible person, right? But being so beautiful at the same time. So, I mean, my favorite character was Uncle Pio. I agree with Gilda when she said that he's like the cutest little thing because he was. And Johnny calls him a philosopher, right? He's just observing, watching. When he's putting on Johnny's shoes and he goes, "This is a worm's eye view. I find it very revealing." And he's looking up at Johnny when he tells him the beautiful one's going to be here to, like, he wants to see his reaction, And Johnny gets upset. He, like, puts his other shoe on by himself. I love that. So great, I loved that scene where Gilda is with Balon after they get home from her first time going to the casino. And I love how they're like in shadows, right? They're covered in shadows. And Balon tells her, "You knew him, because he fucking knows, man. He's that old guy. Like, he knows. He's been through this stuff before. I'm pretty sure that's why he's untrusting and he's like, my only friend is one that I can control, which is his cane, right?" So he's like, "You knew him. He knows something is up. You see his eyes darting back and forth between them when they're having a conversation. He knows, right? He knows." And then she goes, "I don't think I ever knew him, And he goes, "I understand." So he understands that she's saying, "Hey, listen, yeah, I do have a past with him, but I didn't know him. Like, I didn't know who he was, I guess, because that's why we're here, whatever, right?" So he must have walked out on her or something. Who fucking knows? Anyway, yeah, and just how, like, subtle that was, or how they're covered in shadows. That's the thing that I'm going to keep coming back to, right? They're covered in shadows. And for her to be covered in a shadow and finally be like, "Listen, I never knew him, but I hate him." You know what I mean? And for him to be covered in a shadow and say, hate can be an exciting emotion, very exciting. I felt it myself, and it warmed me, which is like, dude, this dude has no real love to give. He's basically saying, it's the only emotion that's ever warmed me. So he's excited to be there too because he kind of sees it coming. You know what I mean? So as soon as he meets Gilda and this whole thing happens, that's when he starts going like, right? He's losing control because he knows he can't control Gilda. He wants to control other things. You know what I mean? He doesn't want to play nice with the other people that he has connections with the Germans. You know, he's planning on just getting money for himself. So it was so interesting. So interesting. I was so very into it. You know what I mean? Like Gilda singing Put the Blame on Me. She's like, all this in the song, it's like all this stuff happened. You can blame it on this one girl. We can say the same thing about her, right? Because it's true. But at the same time, if we look at it from like Johnny was in some deep shit and he didn't even realize it because he was trying to get a paycheck, right? But this dude was nuts. He was nuts when he tells Gilda that she shouldn't make mistakes. You know, he basically said, I bought you with money. Like, you are not doing what you're supposed to do. Just, you know what I mean? So it was an exciting movie. And Joseph Calleja as Mauricio Miguel Obregon, the detective, dude, that is like the most amazing casting in that movie. You know what I mean? Because when you see him from the beginning, you're just like, this guy looks kind of like a weird character. You know, he's very serious. His face, like, he just screams like this dude is a serious dude. Is he a bad guy? Is he a good guy? Later on, when Johnny's like, you don't drink, you don't smoke, you don't gamble, and he goes, oh, I just like the atmosphere. You know, then we probably, looking back, we should have known, right? He was a cop. But still. Anyway, super good. I wasn't really a fan of the ending, but I think that's just because, I don't know, it's 2024, and I kind of wish I could have seen it back in the day, and I would have been like, wow, so romantic. They were just meant to, like, Gilda basically saved Johnny's life, you know what I mean? By even being there. She collapsed this whole thing that he was in that he didn't even realize because he just wanted to be a part of it. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah, lovely. I will be watching it again someday. Not sure when, but yeah, Gilda.